it's Friday. I'm carrying on doing my Spook Timber videos. Although I'm kind of losing track where I am now because I've done that many, and I'm not uploading them or releasing them on YouTube in the order that I've kind of made them. I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individual videos for a spooky journal that I'm making. So there, did I just say 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 videos for this spooky journal. They're individual videos, so they'll be done on just 7 individual days. But I've already filmed those, but they'll be done last, so they're kind of like done out of order, if you know what I mean. And I'm kind of jumping backwards and forwards as the mood takes me. I've done flip-flop journals, I've done ATCs, I've done art journal pages, I've done a couple of mixed media 3D projects, one which I know for a fact still hasn't gone live yet because they're all scheduled, but I've done them out of order, out of sequence. So if you're one of my angels, I do apologise if your name appears and then disappears again off the list of angels at the end of each of my videos, mainly because it just means I've done them kind of like maybe after you've donated, and then I put another one in before you donated, kind of thing, so that your name might appear and disappear off and on the various different videos. It's not that you've been forgotten or I've taken you off. I haven't. It's just the sequence is out. So yes, I've still got a few more left to do. Ian says he wants to do one as well. One of his steampunk spooky builds. He wants to do a show and tell on one of those as well as part of the Spook Timber series. So I'm hoping to get that in before the end of this week, next week. Before I start on doing the spooky journal one anyway. I've got one last video to do. I keep looking at my list on the wall here. It's all kind of crossed out and highlighted and that kind of thing. I've got one last video to do for the spooky journal, and then they're all done. So there'll be 8 individual videos. There possibly could be 9 or 10. Haven't decided yet. So it's going to carry on. It probably will go over into October. Spooktober instead of Spook Timber. Spooktober. So yeah, and then yeah, so I'll just have to see what else there is left to do this year. So a lot to work on, a lot to plan, lots still to do, plus got quite a lot of day job stuff to do as well. So I've got to kind of slot everything in. So what I'm saying is, it's been a busy week so far.
Well, good morning everyone. It's Saturday morning and I'm in Llangollen. That's how I pronounce it. It's probably pronounced wrong. It's Welsh. There's lots and lots and lots of letters, but not necessarily in the right order. I'll give you a quick walk around this morning and show you what everybody's up to. My stand's ready. Most of us are ready. Unfortunately, 2 stands behind us are empty. Jane and Michael. A little bit worried. Jane's not been very well and Michael's not very well either. So let's hope that they're okay. So I'll just turn the camera around and we'll have a walk. And look who's here this morning. It's the lovely Helen.
With her Batiste.
With the tea she sprayed her hair on.
Dry shampoo.
Dry shampoo for fairies.
Other brands are available.
Look at the outfit this morning. Give us a twirl, Helen. Oh, very nice. I shall
The
just...
Batiste fairy.
Lovely.
So yeah, this is me set up today. I think you saw me last week on the vlog packing some of the badges. Pin badges, got some new ones in this week. I speak fluent sarcasm, I like that one. Plus I also like the chocolate frog one, Harry Potter type one. Dastardly and Muttley, and of course, This Is the Way. I like that one as well, science, but also the cosmic kraken. So yes, we've got the machines here. Film that one on for you as well. Yeah, generally it's going to be a busy day today. It's a lovely venue. Don't know whether you've been with me here before, but you probably have. So I'll have a quick walk round. It's huge. It's a massive, massive tent. So here we have Leslie Ann, Dark Box Photography. I think we all know Leslie Ann. We've seen the videos on the Facebook. Let's have a quick look. These are brilliant tintype photographs. I think I'm right in assuming, Greg, that you actually took Mike and I's was the first one you ever did.
Yes.
Many years ago.
It was the first one I ever did at an event.
So that's number one of many hundreds.
It's got to be
Thousands
by
now. It has. So yeah, but I mean, we have Julia here.
That's one of my favorites.
I love that one. Julia is a singer and artist. She was, it's Alice Strange now. She was Alice's Night Circus, wasn't she? But she's now Alice Strange. I think that's Debbie, isn't it?
Yep.
Debbie D. I don't know who this chap is, but he's got a resplendent beard. These are lovely. But just the little cards and the little small ones, I mean, look at that. He's such a talented man. You're such a talented man. Very nice. Excuse the reflection, ladies and gentlemen. I've got my new shirt on that Mike bought me for the asylum. Do you have an online store, Greg?
Not yet, but will do soon.
I mean, that looks like it's a skull in there, but it's actually a photo. And this is Greg, Dark Box Photography. So please, if you have chance, catch him on. You do YouTube, don't you, Greg?
I do.
So catch Greg and Leslie on there. So we'll have another little walk around and see what's going on. Then we have our friend Jojo's stand. Beautiful embroidery. We met Jojo at the asylum earlier in the year, or a couple of weeks ago rather. Jojo and Stuart and Millie.
We couldn't even open doors and windows because they're little flats.
Hang on. Karen has got the biggest stand in history of the world. Karen's got a 18-foot stand, and she's got the tiaras out. You may ask why they're upside down, because if they're the right way up, you cannot see the crystals on them. I learnt that a while ago. Look at that, aren't they beautiful? Right, being in the Tower of London.
No sceptre.
How Art Deco is that? Beautiful. So Karen's got that. She's got the knitted shawls that she does. We've also got all the jewellery, the lovely bangles that she makes and the rings. How cute are those? They're beautiful. Karen's dragon brooches. Only for £12. Come on. They're beautiful. And the solid silver rings.
Should be fine.
Karen's also got some pins. Karen goes for the witchy kind of pins. I go for the sci-fi type thing, and Karen does the witchy. And there's a box of smudged prayer in a box. Got this tarot and tin signs and lots of books about tarot and light spells and that kind of thing. Let's go and look for Helen now. Well, you've just seen Helen over there. Helen's gassing as usual. That's Helen from the back. But I have found a Robert this morning. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Ian.
So Helen is all set up and ready. Helen's got a double stand. And the pauper this weekend. I've only got the single stand. Poor old me. It's pretty. All handmade by our friend Helen. I really like the ones that she's done. And then there's the brooches, these are lovely. So that's Helen. No, the gonk wearing his beard ornaments. And this is Whirligig Creations. These are amazing. Look at him. Isn't he lovely? The rabbit family. I think they must be my favourite. The attention to detail is truly amazing. I think you need to feed this dog up a little bit. He's lost weight.
I tell you what, it doesn't cost a penny.
Oh, he's a good lad then.
This morning, so I haven't had a chance to feel it yet.
It's the detail that's gone into these as well. And believe it or not, that is a handbag. Oh, I like that. Oh, whirligig. That's lovely. The ghosts, I like the ghosts. That wasn't me. Wasn't me, it makes a change, but it wasn't me. Look at the hats.
I had to drink the contents from the drinks cabinet.
Yeah, a little drinks cabinet. Look at that.
And it does indeed contain nuts.
Oh, and it contains nuts. I love it. That's brilliant, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Saturday afternoon, and I've been left hanging again. So we've just been playing with Ted's, and both Bentley's just run downstairs with Teddy in his mouth. I presume he's having something to eat, some biscuits. And I've just, yes, I know, just thrown Teddy for Nipper, and he's never come back. So, looks like it's just you and me. I know. Are you ready? Go on then. Keep going. On the grass. Ba 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 ba. Ready? You ready? Eh? You ready? Go and get him then. After the walk, their hearts just aren't in it. Come on, baby. Ready? Go and get it then. No. So it's a nice quiet Sunday. Obviously the boys have been out for their walk this morning, and we had a little play as well with Teddy's when they got back. I decided that it was time for a trim, bit of a tidy up, bit of a trim. So I've had a nice bit of a all the way around. Today, because I'm still on my own, Ian's still away in Llandudno in Welsh Wales. Because I'm still here on my own, then there's nothing much on the TV, so I'm going to carry on doing a bit more work, maybe a little bit more filming, and maybe Mr. Bentley's fast asleep down there, and maybe a bit of housework. Who knows, eh? So it's Monday morning, sun's out, but not for long. It is scheduled for rain again this afternoon. Ian's just taking the boys out for a walk. He got back about 8:30 last night. Not had a very good weekend. Apparently the venue, the fair, wasn't exactly well promoted. Even people in the town didn't even know it was happening. But, you know, he's back home. So he's still got lots of stock left for his next show in a couple of weeks. So he doesn't have as much work to do to build his stock back up again. So there's a silver lining against everything. So Monday, I normally go across to Mum and Dad's to see if they need any shopping doing, see if they want any help with the housework, that kind of stuff. I've just rung Mum to see how she's feeling, whether she's feeling better. I did actually speak to her over the weekend. She's feeling a lot better today. So much so that she's actually done some laundry and she's got it out on the line already. She's been up since about 7:30, she says. So I've got a little bit of a shopping list. So I shall be popping into the supermarket, grabbing a few bits and pieces for her. And then I'll be back by lunch, hopefully. It's Tuesday and I've been looking at the comments on YouTube, particularly about the flip-flop journal. Now, you see, I thought these flip-flop journal things have been around for absolutely ages. They're not a new idea. They've been around for donkeys. If you do a search on YouTube for flip-flop journal, there's hundreds. But a lot of you didn't seem to know what one was, which is quite surprising, really. So I'm glad I did the tutorial on how to make one. But a lot of you asked about the movie poster imagery and said, you know, how much you would love to get these as a digi-download. Unfortunately, on further investigation, because I did look to see when the copyright ran out on these kind of things, particularly on the Universal movie posters, and unfortunately the copyright hasn't expired on them yet. There are lots of people that have done their own versions of over the years, inspired by derivative works of, but the actual posters themselves are not copyright, they're not public domain, not yet anyway. There's still a few more years to go. It's 2023. These, particularly like the Wolfman and Frankenstein and Dracula, the Bela Lugosi Dracula, they were 1930s, so not quite up just yet. And also, if Universal has renewed the copyright on them, then it could be a lot longer than that. So because they are the copyright of, I mean, things like that's public domain. Those you can get left, right and centre. You can actually buy a CD from Dover Publications that's got all the Halloween, like Halloween Christmas cards, the Halloween greetings cards, and there are other stuff like the photographs that I use. I mean, that again is another really old Victorian kind of card. There are some bits of ephemera that I used as well. There's a witch hazel label. There's a tabby polka dot, the tabby polka copyright, so that's public domain. This photograph of the medical student with the skeleton strangling him, that's public domain. Loads and loads of other kind of like Halloween-y postcard sized things that you can do to make your own flip-flop journal. However, I have gone out of my way to source some licensed Halloween imagery to create a digi-download set for you to do your own flip-flop journal. So I'm calling this Harvest Halloween set. So these are the panels for the base of the flip-flop itself. So kind of harvesty. They've got a nice harvesty kind of feel, all the pumpkins. I love the chap who's dressed up as the ghost. They've got spooky backgrounds, which are grungy, dirty, splattered with inks, and have ink drawn cobwebs, which I've done. So those. So these are teamed up. So the actual images are licensed images that I've purchased with a commercial license, but the backgrounds, these dirty, grungy, inky backgrounds here, you'll see more of those in a minute, particularly like on that one there. You see the cobwebs coming off there and all the grungy, inky background on there. I've done those. That one there, look, with all the dirty grunge and that kind of stuff. I've put the board around it, and I've done the splatters and the spiders webs in the background. The main focal clusters, if you like, are the ones that I purchased the license for. So team up with those. So that would be the bit that you stick here. So the actual signature, which would be this bit. Okay, so I've done some signature covers where they're joined together, but these are the ones that you would print on the back of as well, because you'd see the inside cover of those. The other ones, those ones there are just straightforward stuck down, whereas these ones you fold in half, and these become your signature covers. So they have a printed background, and these are the inky, grungy spiders webs that I was telling you about. So I've created these. These are mine. Inky, splattery, dirty, grungy, and you get 5 different ones on there. So again, half abstracty, because these are going to get folded or cut out and then folded in half. Lovely, lovely spider webs, grungy spider webs. So you get those, but I've just kind of been looking at these thinking, oh, I missed out really. I should have put a tab on the bottom there to create a fold pocket on there. So I've just sat and redesigned those, and I'll just show you on the computer screen here. I'll just turn the camera around. Okay, so those are the grungy spider webs that I was telling you about. They're A4, but if you print you won't be printing these full sized. Well, you will be printing them full size, but you'll only be cutting out a panel for your signatures, which are going to be 8 inches by 6 out of the middle. So you can print both sides and then just cut wherever you want to within that section there, the 8 inches by 6. 8 being the longest side, of course, because you're going to fold it in half to make a 4 by 6. Right, so the pockets, oh, there's also some, they're on the side. There's also some lined inserts that you can put on the inside as well if you want to. But these are the new pockets. So these have got signature covers with the foldable pocket piece. So that would be creased there, folded, and you do your tabs and then put glue on there, and then fold it on the inside so that when you've already printed the back, that becomes a pocket for the inside of the signature cover. And I've done one for each of the signature covers. So that one's got a bat on it, that one's got a bider, apologies, didn't announce the spider. That one's got a pumpkin wearing a witch's hat, and that one's got the little cat, that beautiful little cat with the pumpkins. So when this is done, it will be a 17-page digi download when it's done, because I'm still looking at it thinking, well, I could make a few tweaks here and I could make a few tweaks there, I could add a few bits in here and I could add a few bits in there, but I'm trying to keep it as low page as possible, and I'm trying to keep it within that boundary where it's going to be printable on both A4 and also on Imperial 8.5 by 11. So and again, all you'll need to do is just to create your base with a 12 by 12 sheet, or even instead of doing a 3-fold from a 12 by 12, which is that there, I've already got one ready, look, you could do 3 2s out of an ordinary A4 or 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and just stick 3 doubles together as opposed to 2 3s, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense anyway. So hopefully in the next week or so, this will be ready. I'll print another full set out, and then we'll have another go at making another one. So it's grocery shopping day today, so I'm hoping Mum's well enough to go grocery shopping, but all will be revealed when I get there. So you can tell it's windy because my hair's a complete mess, blown all over the place, even though I've had my hat on. So I'm continuing to empty Mum's craft room. So today I have 2 rather large carrier bags full of Stampin' Up stamps, still in the plastic cases, some totally unused, and an absolute load of Spellbinder cutting dies. So, and there's quite a few other bits and pieces as well. Some other stamps from Indigo Blue and Penny Black, a few other companies, but there was also a load of Gilding Flake as well. Some colours that Indigo Blue don't even do anymore, so I'm keeping those. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.